Hello. I'm going to continue the conversation of COVID-19 because that seems to be what's trending in the media these days, if anyone hadn't heard that already. Uh, I will not indulge in hypochondriac paranoia. I see it in my day-to-day life that there are many people who are at their wits' end because of this. It literally gives them the chills in the night. And it's like, why don't you take a step back and relax? I know in other parts of the world it's worse than it is here in Canada, but the statistics are supposed to look menacing because there's an underlying topic to COVID 19, and it's not the virus itself, it's the fear that's brought upon with it. And the fear is a manipulative tool. And for whatever purpose it's there, it probably is some sort of Chinese organized attack against the West. And as I said in previous videos, it was probably negotiated upon for many, many years, and this is what we've got. Everything seems too orderly. Everything seems too, like, it's not on the fly. It seems like it's orchestrated. Sure, they had plans on what to do in this particular type of scenario, but how in depth are those plans? Were they the plans that this virus would come about at some point and they would pull it out like a card in a deck? I mean, there will be many people who don't like my opinions, especially the medical community, because I don't like the medical community and I don't give a rat's ass what they think. Because they'll turn around and go, ooh, people are dying and we're here to help and blah, blah, blah. I already seen the jealousy in their face about certain subjects. And the thing is, the statistics are a lot more menacing than they actually are. Or look, anyway. Because, like, there are 1,324,907 confirmed cases as of about 25 minutes ago, probably more now. And, this is their statistics. And the thing is, it might be higher than that, but there's 7 billion people on this planet. In the United States, the figures are fairly high, especially in New York. The total figures in the United States are about 351,000. There's 327 million people there. A lot of people view this, it's a powder keg, it's gonna spread everywhere, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, you're a hypochondriac. You're a paranoid, delusional hypochondriac. And I am not going to indulge in that thought of thinking. And there are so many people I see in my day-to-day life that are obviously exhibiting symptoms of paranoia. Buses are empty. People don't go anywhere. I mean, it's more... they're telling us not to. It's, kind of a gray area. It's, as far as they're not demanding that we don't go anywhere, but they basically are. And like Chicken Little, they've all been running around in the hysteria thinking the sky is falling. To what purpose? To what end? Is there some big nasty wolf outside that wants to eat all of us? Quite possibly. And that would be the Chinese Communist Party, of which Western media has, for some reason that could only be described as insanity, has tried to paint as the world leader in combating this virus. The Europeans are buying a lot of their products from China and things like that still. And it's like, okay... that doesn't make any sense to the normal person, but I don't know. It's one of them things, one of those mysteries in the world. And I do believe it's an organization that should be feared rather than the virus itself. Yes, it would suck big time to get this virus. And, probably whatever. You're isolated, you go to a hospital, you go whatever. However, it is greatly embellished. And if you have pseudo-intellectuals telling people, this is what I see, it's everywhere, blah, blah, blah. And this includes doctors, nurses, and other types of bureaucrats. People have a tendency to believe people of authority for no other reason than they're people of authority. I believe certain things, like when they're telling you to do something, you do it. But, that's what a lot of people did when there was this thing called Auschwitz. So, no, I'm not jumping on the bandwagon and going along with that train of thought. Excuse me? I think I fundamentally disagree with your approach. And the thing is, there actually are a lot of crazy people in the bureaucracy who have twisted thoughts, and they go, right, if he's a critic, number one, we're going to treat him like garbage. We're going to treat him like garbage anyway. And there actually are some people in the bureaucracy who go, well, if he doesn't believe in COVID-19, we'll give him a dose of it. There actually are people out there like that. So at this point, I'm already ankle deep in the water next to the sand. So what difference does it make? I mean, you're talking to a guy who's had a sore throat for 7 years. It was deliberately given to me, and they lied to me about it repeatedly. And this is all this COVID-19 information on the internet, on the television, the idiot box, is it's renowned for lying. That's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to lie and manipulate and deceive people into doing exactly whatever it is that the person wants them to do, the organization, and without anyone ever figuring out why or how or any of these sort of things. And the best way to do it is to have tiers of authority that know certain things, put them through situations where the situation in itself manipulates them. So you got to think about those people in the hospitals that are treating patients. It seems like it's the whole world is around them has COVID-19 and all that. That has a manipulative effect, and they're supposed to be the higher tiers of society, and therefore when they go to tell stories on the television, things like that, they seem convincing. Yet up in the ivory tower, the manipulators and the liars and the overall bad people are getting what they want. When you're a low level, in society, which unfortunately most of us are, there's lower levels. It's a tier system. Like, I admit it, I am a peasant. However, I am not a serf. There's a difference between being a serf and a peasant. But the thing is, it's unfounded madness. And people are definitely going to disagree with that statement. But, they're the people perpetuating lies for a manipulative purpose. So, people are going to go, oh, why didn't you do your fact checks? And things like that. And I go, what, on the Google that you control and this is the message you want to send? No, I'll pass. Peasants and serfs, they look to doctors as being people in the higher echelon of society. Most doctors are not. They eat in the same restaurants as we eat in. They do the same things we do. They work, 5 days a week, same as us or more. And, they get paid a little bit more. But they're above peasantry, I suppose. But they're not that much above peasantry. There are people up there in society that are, they have so much going on for them. And they don't have to do much work. Or they do different kind of work. Or, that sort of things. And they don't have to do, horrible things as far as disgusting and repulsive very often, or at all. I mean, the movie industry is one such example where, obviously, that is obviously another tier of the society. And it goes up further than that. Then there are politicians, and then there are essentially warlords who control the world, and, that's fine. A lot of people go, what? Justin Trudeau's not a warlord? Actually, he is. He's basically an actor who is there for the public, because real warlords are actually quite cowardly. And it's not fair to say that, but it's true, because there are many people who despise them, and that's who they are in society. And so they like to remain anonymous, truly anonymous. There's very few people know who they are. And this virus is a test. A well-planned, well-thought-out, long in advance weapons test. We seem to be getting it quite light here in Canada. Other places it's different. However, you can draw your own conclusions, but I'm suggesting that you think outside of the box. Because the box lies. And it'll always lie. And it'll always be obsessive-compulsive about lying, because that's simply what it is. And you don't have to necessarily believe what I have to say, but I say, think. If you don't want to think, and you don't want to believe to think, then, obviously, you're kind of dumb. Anyway, talk to people later. Have a good one. Oh, wait, before that, I'm going to have myself a beer. You don't mind, do you? Cheers.